First of all, like always, I appreciate everybody coming out and covering Penn State football. I'm proud of our guys. Obviously in the first half, things weren't as clean as we wanted them to be. We had multiple opportunities to put some points on the board. We just missed some throws. We were able to mix the run in the first half, but we just obviously weren't as efficient as we needed to be on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively tonight, as well as all year long, we've kept us in games, and they battled. They played really championship level defense all year long. One of the things that was different tonight was they didn't punt the ball as well, so they kept getting really good field position. But then we were able to get some adjustments made at halftime. We made some of the throws that we missed in the first half. We were able to get some turnovers, and we found a way to get a win. Obviously, the big turnover at the end was huge. Getting the ball into Jahan Dotson's hands obviously had a huge impact on the game. I think a school record 242 yards. So I'm proud of our guys. First half wasn't as pretty as we wanted it to be, but then you guys would have nothing to talk about. So the second half we came out and I thought played a lot better.
Audrey Snyder than Dave Jones.
James,
So, something happened with these cones over here?
with Jahan Dotson and the effort that you got from him tonight, I mean, are you at the point where you feel like you've seen the guy do everything here during his Penn State career?
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all by what he did tonight. They were playing very aggressive man coverage, either cover one or cover zero. And we knew if we got the ball in his hands, he could make those type of plays. He's really done it his entire career. I say it all the time. You guys probably sick of hearing about it. Just I'm super proud of not only Jahan Dotson on the football field, but the type of young man he is, how his parents raised him, the type of student he is. He's the perfect representation of what we want to be at Penn State. So I'm not surprised at all. He's got a very bright future, and I'm a big fan, as you can imagine.
Dave Jones and Pat Brinsby.
Could you refresh us on what you guys talked about? You and I'm sure Dotson's parents talked about the NFL. He could have easily gone to the NFL. He didn't. What do you remember about all that conversation and what happened?
Well, I got a really good relationship with Jahan and mom and dad. And obviously they asked a bunch of questions. They had a bunch of questions. We had a bunch of information for him, kind of where he was at, where he was projected, what he needs to work on, what his strengths are, some of the areas and weaknesses that he needed to work on. And at the end they asked my opinion. And I was going to support Jahan in whatever he does. That's what we always do. But I do think there's a difference of coming back when you're the receiver or one of the receivers across the country that everybody's talking about, and you're the guy.
What do you mean?
What I mean is coming into a season when you establish yourself and now you start the season on everybody's list. NFL people's list, obviously some things in the weight room, bigger and stronger and those types of things, but I just felt like he had an opportunity to come in this year with Sean coming back with a lot of momentum and take it to a whole nother level. Go from an obvious draft choice to hopefully a high round draft choice. So those are the things we talked about. And then obviously the degree and the education was big with the parents as well. So it was all those things. What's with the Wyoming hat you've been wearing lately?
I got it out in Wyoming. I got it in Farson, Wyoming, at the Farson Murphysville show.
That's what I'm saying. I was just
It's a great logo.
I was curious. I know if it was a
I
family.
needed a souvenir from Wyoming. Cowboy.
Pat Brinsby than John Sauber.
Can you assess the improvement that you saw in the run game today? Kevon and Noah, both in the second half, popped off some runs, and they also caught the ball coming out of the backfield pretty well.
Yeah, I think we continue to invest in it. It's still not where we want it to be. That was one of the things that I try to do on the headset with Mike. Is remind them, keep mixing the run in there. It helps us with our protection. It helps our O-line to take those body shots on the defense. And I thought we had some opportunities tonight. We'll obviously watch the film and make some corrections, but we're going to continue to invest in the running game. We can be better there, but I did see some pretty good signs tonight of things to build on.
John Sauber and then Mark Wogenrich.
James, it didn't look like Jesse Lucetta got in there tonight. What was the reason for that? Do you have an update on his status moving forward?
Yeah, we didn't have, as you guys know, we've had a bunch of injuries this year. So that's another reason why I'm proud of the guys. Next guy in, step up, make plays. Sutherland did not play tonight. Lucetta did not play tonight. But I thought, we decided to bring them on the trip because their leadership is unbelievable. Jesse was great. Hopefully we'll have a chance to get those guys back for next week. But we've had a lot of that this year. Just kind of the nature of the game. It happens from time to time.
discuss what you were trying to accomplish at the end of the first half with that possession?
Yeah, obviously we weren't playing great, and we were going to run the time off the clock. That was a discussion I had with Brent and Mike. And then obviously we got a couple plays and moved the ball a little bit and thought about taking a shot. So we called a timeout, had a discussion of what we wanted to do, and then decided it wasn't the right thing. And then obviously kneeled it and went into halftime and made the adjustments, and the adjustments worked out well. Again, I want to make sure that you guys have enough things to talk about and argue about and criticize during halftime. Without that, what would you guys have done all halftime?
Greg Meyer and Mike Gross.
Hey James, in the days leading up to this game, defensively, what are the biggest areas of focus that you all were
Yeah, I think they do a really nice job. I think they're very well coached. Obviously, I think the quarterback, he can make all the throws. He made some big time throws tonight. He's athletic, so he can extend plays. That creates conflict, because now you got to decide, do you come up to the quarterback and try to get him on the ground, or do you stay in coverage? Puts a lot of stress and pressure on the defense. They got a bunch of playmakers as well, so it's challenging. They do a great job with the screen game, making you run from sideline to sideline. They do a really nice job. It's challenging, defensively. I think we play pretty good defense, so we were able to keep it minimized as much as possible.
Mike Gross and Rich Garcella.
James, did you feel like Sean got better as the game went on? It seemed like he was pretty precise and accurate, sort of,
Yeah.
in the second half.
He missed some throws in the first half that I know he'd love to have back, that I think could have opened the game earlier. But we were able to get some things and adjusted some of the checks that we were doing from a protection standpoint, especially when they're going cover zero against us. We work that every single week, but it's a little bit different when you work it kind of in a jog through setting to when they're coming after you and they're bringing everybody. So we got to get some of those things cleaned up, because obviously we'll see more of it. But I thought that was the difference. Some of the throws he missed in the first half, he made in the second half. And we got some guys that can make plays for us, and that helped tonight.
Rich Garcella and Mark Brennan.
James, how would you describe Tig Brown's development and progress, and how he played tonight?
Yeah, I think Tig and Brisker, I don't know if there's a better combination of safeties in the country. I think Coach Poindexter's done a great job with those as well. He continues to gain confidence. I would say the same thing with him. Probably in the first half, did not probably play as well as he did in the second half, but he continues to make big plays for us. Those guys are getting their hands on balls. And another interception, I think, with Brisker that the pass interference took off the board. We got to get those things cleaned up, but I think Tig and Brisker are playing at a really high level right now. I'm proud of them. They work hard. They got great attitudes. They're appreciative of being at Penn State, and they just continue to get better because of their attitude and their approach.
Last two questions, Mark Brennan and Greg Pickle.
Sorry for shouting, James, but when they tied it at 14, for you guys to come back and hit that play with two of your leaders after momentum had kind of swung, how big was that, and can you take us through why that play popped?
Yeah, that was obviously a huge momentum play, because they were starting to get momentum at that time. And we're able to swing it back like that was big. We kind of ran a switch route and felt confident that it was going to come open as long as we could protect it long enough. Sean did a great job of stepping up in the pocket, and it kind of went from there. But each week our plan is to get John Dotson as many touches as possible. That's what you have to do with your best players, and he came through for us time and time again tonight.
Last question, Greg Pickle.
James, what do you see from Kevon Lee tonight, and how close is he? What did you see from Kevon Lee tonight, and how close is he to being that guy you're looking for in terms of taking over the backfield?
Yeah, I still feel the same way. We got three guys that were rotating. They all did some nice things tonight at times. I don't know if anybody's kind of grabbed a hold of the job and taken it, but I have seen some positive signs this past couple weeks. We got to continue building on it.